A brand new book called Voices in My Head by a Young Man. What is special about this book is the timing. Even as the world is battling a dreaded pandemic, this book may perhaps give hope to many that nothing is impossible provided we know what ails us, both mentally and physically. We are delighted to have the author with us today on India Ahead, Yamir Athar. Good afternoon, Yamir. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon. I can hear you. Thank you, Sudaji. Thank you for having me on India Ahead.
They're showing the cover of this book, and I highly recommend this book, and I'll tell you why. Like I said, that we are battling COVID right now. I read the blurb where you say that, both mental health as well as physical health, and more importantly, happiness is no more elusive. You want to talk about that, Yamir, and give everybody some hope?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you mentioned about the timing. It was, I think, just by chance that the book happened to come out now. I wrote the book last year, and I think every book has its own destiny. So it's good for me and it's good for everyone who's reading it right now because there's a lot of positivity that I share in the book. What I want to actually, the message I'm trying to put out there is a lot of what we're experiencing now is because of fear. So fear, there is it's scientifically proven that fear creates an immunological response. It makes you weaker. It makes your immune system weaker. So and it's all controlled by our mind. So it's as simple as if you are not afraid of something, it can't harm you. Now I know that's a very broad statement. If you're not afraid of
Right,
heights and you jump off a building, you're definitely going to get hurt or get killed. But having said that, there is
right.
a huge scientific area which is being explored called epigenetics by Dr. Bruce Lipton, who's the father of epigenetics. So I don't want to complicate things too much. It's really as simple as if
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
fear.
Yamir, don't run away so soon. Wait, I need to ask you because look at you. Here is a young man you see on the screen who's so fit, who's so slim, who smiles so beautifully. But if you read this book, you will find that he's battled throughout his childhood. I was reading it and I was riveted because I can't believe that you're the same guy. You were obese at one time.
Yes,
You had to battle that in your classroom where children can be sometimes very cruel. You have asthma, you had other
yes,
diseases, your mind was full of thoughts which was actually clogging the way you can move forward. Why
absolutely.
don't you tell people, and particularly the millennials, about what you had to battle? And
Sure.
finally, you made peace with it.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I was a childhood asthmatic. I was almost born with asthma. It manifested when I was very young, maybe 2, 3 years of age, and this condition almost killed me thrice. I was hospitalized for it. I was on heavy doses of steroids and medication from a very, very young age. So, a lot of side effects of these drugs, one of them was weight gain. So, I became quite overweight. And the second kind of hidden side effect is that your mind starts taking a beating too. So, you get depressed, you get anxious. And when you're overweight in school, and if you've been anybody who's watching who's been overweight in school knows, and I went to an all
Right,
boys and I went to an all boys school. It is torture, nothing short of torture. You are bullied for your weight. You are
right,
called names. You are always singled out, and you become the odd one kind of out. So that kind of adds to the mental
right.
stress that is taking a toll on all of us these days. And what's worse today, at least I didn't have social media
Okay.
back when I was growing up, luckily. But now these teenagers who are in school, we're seeing more and more cases of teenage depression, anxiety, and unfortunately leading to suicide. But I feel that all that can be mitigated if you can tap into the resources in your own mind and body. And I've given those tools, I've given those suggestions, I've shared my own experience. And these are most of these things are free to do.
Right,
And it's breathing exercises, it's exposure to the cold in a controlled manner, and it's really taking control of the fact
right,
that you are actually your own boss. You can control your physiology and your mental and physical
right.
health.
That's what Yeah, that's so heartening to know, Yamir, because you're actually giving hope to a lot of people who battle with this, forever, and also times like this when we are also nervous about getting the virus.
Sure.
I was going through the book and I saw that you give I mean, this is a mind, body, spirit. It's a wellness book. It
Absolutely.
encourages wellness amongst people. But, you know, do you think it does it cut across all economic strata? That's my question, because this book should be bought. I mean, if you can order it online, because don't go to a bookshop yet, but if you can order it online, please do order this book by Yamir Aadhar. You can see this on our screens as well right now. But then do you think, Yamir, कि सब खरीद सकते हैं किताब, और जो इसमें नुस्खे लिखे हैं, can
जी.
everyone afford to follow them?
So I have a few pointers there. I know that I come from a place of privilege when I talk about, you know, you don't have to go for a job that's killing you just because it's paying you a lot of money. And this is a controversial topic, it's a debatable topic. I know I come from a privileged family, so I could do and take certain decisions about my lifestyle. और मैं कुछ चीज़ें उस तरीके से मैं कर सकता था कि मैं अपनी टर्म्स पे ज़िंदगी जीऊँगा. I will not let the corporate world or the pressure of my parents to get a good job or to, you know, run the family business or things like that come in the way, because why I feel this cuts across, you know, everyone who can read, and I'm planning to actually bring out the book in Hindi as well, just so that it reaches a wider audience. Most of the things that I have suggested that one can do are free to do. And once you realize that actually it's you that was blocking your progress, it was just you standing in your own way. And in a lot of cases in Indian family setups, it's sometimes your parents, unfortunately.
So what you're saying is that a lot of it is affordable, a lot of it is free. If you're smart, you can actually start adopting these methods in your life to get that elusive happiness and great health. You spoke about your family. I want to know that you're a family full of authors. Your grandmother, Dinesh Nandini Dalmia, is one of the best known authors in North India, and your mother, Nilima Dalmia Aadhar, who's written best-selling novels. With two women, how much have they influenced you, Yamir?
I think subconsciously I always fantasized about having the same respectability that you know, they command and that comes with being an author, but I never thought I was good enough. And again, that was me coming in my own way. Nobody was stopping me, but something obviously happened. Something changed last year when I was actually able to write this book in 20 days. Now, do I call that good genes? I'm not sure, because this was just something that I wanted to do, and I think once it pent up inside me enough, it just came out in the form of these words, which I'm really grateful that people are appreciating now. So perhaps some of it is genetic.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Yamir Aadhar, for joining India Ahead, and we wish you more success with this wonderful, wonderful book.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.